You are now watching The Meech.
The Nintendo Switch Pro Controller is my favorite game controller of all time, and considering the GameCube Wavebird exists, that's quite the accomplishment. Everything about the Pro Controller is near perfection. It's super comfortable to use, and the larger buttons are the perfect size. It also has a stellar battery life to boot. But there is one aspect about the Nintendo Switch Pro Controller I'm not crazy about. With consoles such as the GameCube and even the Wii, you have all kinds of different color options and designs for the controllers, but while the Joy-Cons have varied colors and designs, the Pro Controller always has the same general design, regardless if it's a special edition. There usually will be a design on the front plate, and occasionally different grip colors. Let's take a look at the Splatoon 3 Pro Controller. It's got a cool design on the front. You have the signature splats as well as designs from the game, such as with the Octolings. We also went from Cosmo and Wanda to what can only be the Minions, or SpongeBob at the beach. To be fair, it's a nice looking controller, but with Splatoon, I want something that'll pop, something that'll stand out, something that's radical. And it appears Cosmo and Wanda were able to grant that wish because I've been given the materials to make the ultimate Splatoon 3 Switch Pro Controller. The kit itself is from Extreme Rate. They make excellent shells for Switch controllers, both Joy-Cons and Pro controllers. I've been using their shells for my custom Joy-Cons, and their quality is unmatched. Even better than the originals. If you're going to customize your controller, you can get a discount from their store by using the code DEMEECH. Link will be in the comments and the description. I've showcased many of my custom controllers on the channel, but I've yet to showcase how I do it. If you have ever wanted to customize controllers but are a bit intimidated, I'm here to show you that the process itself is not difficult at all and that anyone can do it. And in today's episode of Gator Garage, we'll be taking a basic Nintendo Switch Pro Controller and making it fresh. Before starting, it's a good idea to have enough working space. A standard desk is what I use, and it's a good idea to have a cup or container to put the screws in, just to stay organized. Once you have a good working space, it's time to give the lip-syncing basic Pro Controller some much-needed drip. You'll start off by unscrewing the two bottom screws where the grips are. And just like that, they're off. If you just want to change the grips, the process couldn't be any more seamless, but we're going for a full-on custom controller here. Our next step is unscrewing the four screws under where the grips were. It's always a good idea to organize the screws, so you'll know where to put them with the new shell, but the kit itself also comes with screws if you need them. Once that's taken care of, gently pry off the plastic cover to access the battery. Also, make sure to put the battery in a safe place. You're gonna need it for those Splatfests, or in my case, playing over 75 hours in Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope. T&D called me a Rabbids shill, and you know what? I can't blame him. Once you've done that, remove the 5 screws from the back of the controller, and from there, gently pry off the front cover. Just be patient and work around it, even if there's resistance. The analog stick caps might come off, but that's normal. The two controller halves are connected by a ribbon cable. Use your fingernail or a prying tool like a spudger or guitar pick to release it from the latch. Once you have the two halves separated, get the front cover and remove the screws securing the motherboard to the buttons. Once that's taken care of, you can remove the motherboard from the shell and remove the buttons and rubber covers. Now it's time for the magic to happen. We're about to give this Pro Controller a fresh new look. Not only do you have the really cool splat design, but it's a transparent blue as well. The front cover is what we'll need first, so put aside the grips and back cover for now. The kit comes with replacement buttons we'll be using, but the process is the same if you want to use the original buttons. You'll then want to place the buttons into their respective spots. The home button is a bit different, where it's two parts. but an easy way to align it is to make sure the house is facing the front. And once everything's in place, you can reinstall the rubber covers. You won't need to do the next step if you're keeping the original trigger buttons, but in this case, we'll be using the custom purple buttons. The first thing that you'll need to do is unlatch the ribbon cable. From here, replacing the L and R buttons is as simple as gently taking them off, but for ZL and ZR, there are two metal rods securing them. You'll want to use something like tweezers to pull them out and make sure to put them in a spot where they won't get lost. They like to roll around, so it's a good idea to place them somewhere where they'll be steady. From here, you can take the ZL and ZR buttons out with ease. Now grab the replacements and align them with the hole where the metal rods go. Once you've aligned them, then you can put the rods back in. You then can place the L and R buttons in their position. Once everything is in place, you can screw the trigger mechanism back onto the motherboard. Remember to reconnect the ribbon cable as well. And the front cover is done! For the back cover, there are only two steps. Since we're using the purple analog stick caps, we'll need to align them with the sticks. They go on like so and click into place. And our final step is reconnecting the ribbon cable between the two halves. You'll want to use something like tweezers preferably, so make sure it's connected all the way down. And from here, it's just a matter of screwing everything back together and reinstalling the battery. Looking good! But this controller ain't off the hook yet. We then can install the new grips by placing them and screwing them back on. Gotta say, I love the Wario and Waluigi color scheme going on here. Or Crazy Cap. And we're done! We now have a spectacular Nintendo Switch Pro Controller. Not only does it look cool, but it feels great as well. Extreme Rate uses a soft plastic for the grips, very similar to their soft touch line of Joy-Con shells. This is a second custom Switch Pro controller I've done, with the first being what I like to call the official Damich Pro controller. As you can see, it is the chameleon green and purple, where it changes from green to purple, and I even put some LEDs in. I think for the next Pro controller I'm gonna go for the atomic purple. So what do you guys think? Anyways, thanks for watching, and keep calm and Dada on.